Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of Lakers, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video.
NBA fines Anthony Edwards $50,000 after viral exchange with Lakers fan during Game 1. Anthony Edwards has been fined $50,000 by the NBA following a heated courtside exchange with a Los Angeles Lakers fan during the third quarter of the Minnesota Timberwolves Game 1 playoff win. According to NBA President of Basketball Operations Byron Spruill, the fine was issued for inappropriate language and an obscene gesture directed at the fan. Edwards won't face a suspension or any additional punishment and is fully available for Game 2 on Monday. The incident happened with 4:33 left in the third quarter on Saturday night, as boos began to rain down on Rudy Gobert. Edwards, standing nearby, quickly stepped in, cutting off the heckling by pointing out Gobert's financial success in a blunt, unfiltered retort. He ended the interaction with a gesture that went viral just minutes later. While Gobert appeared unfazed and didn't engage with the fan, Edwards' fiery response, and the gesture, were enough to draw the league's attention. Still, the moment didn't overshadow his performance. Edwards posted 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists in a dominant 117-95 comeback win over the Lakers. He briefly exited the game due to cramps but returned quickly, showing no lingering issues. Despite dealing with a minor calf concern heading into the postseason, Edwards looked as explosive and dialed in as ever. This fine adds to Edwards' growing tab this season. He's now paid a total of $370,000 in fines, the highest among all NBA players so far, including postseason penalties. But ask anyone who's watched him play, and they'll tell you, Edwards plays with his heart on his sleeve, and that passion is part of what makes him special. Even LeBron James had high praise for the 23-year-old, who's quickly becoming one of the league's brightest stars. The two shared the court as teammates last summer during Team USA's preparation for the upcoming Paris Olympics. "Ant is incredible," LeBron said last week. "He's just an unbelievable basketball junkie, loves the game, a great kid. Everything he's accomplished so far, he's earned. He works for it." As the Timberwolves look to build on their 1-0 lead, all eyes will be on Edwards, not just for what he says, but for what he does. And if Game 1 was any indication, he's ready to lead Minnesota on a deep playoff run, fines and all. The aftermath: Anthony Edwards' fine and its repercussions. While the fine itself was a significant headline, the ripple effect of the incident has extended well beyond the court. Fans, media, and fellow players have weighed in on both the fine and the larger narrative surrounding Edwards' fiery persona. Some fans on social media defended Edwards' actions, arguing that he was simply standing up for his teammate, Rudy Gobert, and that the fans' heckling was uncalled for. "You can't expect a guy like Ant to just stand by and let people talk trash," one fan tweeted. "He's passionate about the game, and he's got his teammates' backs." This perspective resonates with those who admire Edwards' fearless leadership style, as he consistently takes on a larger-than-life role for the Timberwolves both on and off the court. However, others criticize the use of the obscene gesture, calling it an unfortunate move that drew negative attention. The NBA's response was swift, reminding players that they are held to a higher standard of professionalism, especially in the public eye. The fine, while hefty, serves as a reminder that the league won't tolerate behavior that crosses a line, regardless of how emotional the game gets. In the wake of the incident, Edwards addressed the situation, offering a public apology through his social media accounts. "I was just frustrated in the heat of the moment, but I know that's no excuse," Edwards wrote. "I respect the fans, and I respect the game. I'll continue to learn and grow from moments like this." Despite the fine, the spotlight on Edwards continues to shine brighter than ever. With Game 2 of the series coming up, it's clear that Edwards' role as the face of the Timberwolves' future is becoming more defined. His leadership has been central to the team's success this season, and his ability to respond to adversity, whether it's on the court or in the media, is one of the reasons so many believe he's a future star in the league. The impact on the Timberwolves' playoff run. As much as the controversy has dominated headlines, it hasn't overshadowed the fact that Edwards has been playing some of the best basketball of his young career. His all-around game in Game 1 was a key factor in the Timberwolves' comeback victory, and his ability to lead his team through tough moments is quickly earning him respect among peers and fans alike. The Timberwolves' playoff prospects now rest heavily on Edwards' shoulders. With veteran leadership from Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns, Edwards is the player who has emerged as the emotional and competitive engine of the team. As the series progresses, expect him to continue wearing his heart on his sleeve, both with his play and his passion for the game. One thing is clear, this isn't just about basketball for Edwards. It's about making a statement. The fine may have been a bump in the road, but it hasn't derailed his focus on what truly matters, the Timberwolves' playoff journey. LeBron James praise, a seal of approval. The support from LeBron James speaks volumes. As one of the greatest players in NBA history, LeBron's endorsement of Edwards has turned heads. Their time together in the Olympic program gave LeBron a front-row seat to Edwards' work ethic and growth. For a player like LeBron, who has seen countless rising stars come and go, to single out Edwards as one of the future faces of the league speaks to his immense potential. It's not just the talent, LeBron remarked. It's the mentality. He's got the right mindset to be one of the best. I've watched him from up close, and he's just getting started. This endorsement from LeBron not only highlights Edwards' on-court abilities, but also signals that the young star is quickly earning the respect of his peers, veterans and future Hall of Famers alike. It's the type of recognition that could carry Edwards to the next level in his career, pushing him towards superstardom if he continues to perform at this high level. As the Timberwolves aim to extend their lead in the series, all eyes will be on Edwards, not just for his scoring ability, but for his leadership, his intensity, and yes, his unapologetic passion for the game. Whether he's lighting up the scoreboard or standing up for his teammates, Edwards is quickly cementing his place as one of the NBA's most exciting young talents, and one of the most compelling stories of the 2025 playoffs. Timberwolves vs. Lakers, Game 2 Preview. The Lakers' playoff run didn't start the way they hoped, dropping Game 1 at home to the Timberwolves. Now, Game 2 becomes a must-win before the series shifts to Minnesota. The concern isn't just the loss, it's how it happened. Minnesota outplayed LA with physical defense and elite three-point shooting. Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid combined for 48 points, and the Lakers had no answer. J.J. Redick will need to adjust quickly in his first postseason as head coach. His strategy to protect the paint while leaving corner shooters open didn't pay off. Defensively, LA has to be sharper. Offensively, they need more ball movement and better support around Luka Doncic. LeBron and Reeves must step up. If the Lakers want to keep control of this series, they need to show it Tuesday night. Game info. Date, Tuesday, April 22nd. Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Location, Crypto.com Arena, Los Angeles, California. TV, TNT, True TV, Max, Spectrum Sportsnet. Radio, 7:10 a.m. ESPN LA. The pressure is on, and the spotlight is brighter than ever. If the Lakers fall short again in Game 2, they'll head to Minnesota trailing 0-2, a scenario no team wants to face, especially against a deep and confident Timberwolves squad. For a team with title ambitions, starting the series in such a hole could force major changes, both in strategy and potentially in rotation. The buzz around the league has already started. Analysts have questioned the Lakers' defensive identity, wondering if Redick's game plan is sustainable against a team with this many capable shooters. Social media hasn't been kind either. Clips of Minnesota's wide-open threes and the Lakers' slow closeouts have been circulating nonstop. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves are gaining serious momentum. Their bench production in Game 1 turned heads across the NBA, and their ability to stay composed on the road has added a new layer of respect to this team. Naz Reid, who was once seen as just a reliable backup, is suddenly becoming a playoff X-factor. And McDaniels? His two-way performance has sparked comparisons to some of the league's most versatile wings. For the Lakers, Game 2 isn't just about tying the series. It's about sending a message, to the Timberwolves, to the fans, and to themselves, that they're still in control. That their championship window hasn't slammed shut. That one bad game won't define their postseason. Adjustments are expected on both ends. Look for the Lakers to play with more urgency, more physicality, and cleaner ball movement. Whether it's tightening the rotation, increasing defensive pressure on the perimeter, or giving Doncic more help through structured sets and off-ball screens, changes are coming. And they'll need to be effective, because the Timberwolves aren't backing down. They smell blood, and they know a 2-0 lead with 2 home games coming up could all but seal this series. NBA Fantasy Basketball Guide, top playoff picks for Timberwolves vs. Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers entered the playoffs with high expectations, but Game 1 didn't go their way. A sluggish performance led to a tough home loss against the Minnesota Timberwolves, putting LA in a difficult position heading into Game 2. With the next 2 games taking place in a high-energy atmosphere of Minnesota's Target Center, the urgency for the Lakers couldn't be higher. But for fantasy basketball players, this series presents plenty of value. Thanks to a new partnership between Betcher and LakersNation.com, fans have the opportunity to claim up to $200 in a first deposit bonus, along with an extra free pick by using the promo code LakersNation. Betcher is quickly becoming a favorite platform for fantasy sports during both the regular season and playoffs, and with a matchup this competitive, there are some smart plays to make. Here's a look at some of the top fantasy picks for Timberwolves vs Lakers Game 2. Top fantasy picks: Timberwolves vs Lakers, Game 2. Luka Doncic, 0.5 combined points plus rebounds. Pick, over. Doncic is listed at an incredibly low line for this matchup. This is a value you don't want to pass up. LeBron James, 5.5 rebounds. Pick, over. With the Lakers in a must-win situation, expect LeBron to be more active on the glass and set the tone early. Austin Reeves, 27.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. Pick, over. Reeves has quietly been one of LA's most consistent contributors. A bounce-back game seems likely. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 6.5 points. Pick, over. He's been a steady presence off the bench. With increased minutes, this line feels very reachable. Quick tip: not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet? Now's the time. Stay updated with exclusive player interviews, live shows, behind-the-scenes coverage, and all things Lakers. Don't miss out. Need help building your fantasy slip or making your picks? Let me know who you're considering. We'll create a smart, winning strategy together. Lakers vs Timberwolves, the game that could define the series. The Lakers' playoff journey didn't exactly start as planned. After a full week of rest and riding high off a 50-win regular season, they were stunned on their home floor by the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 1, falling 117-95, despite a 37-point effort from Luka Doncic. But if you're a Lakers fan, don't lose hope just yet. In fact, there are real reasons to believe this series is far from over, and that Game 2 could mark the beginning of a turning point. Here are 3 key reasons to stay optimistic. 1. LeBron James is about to turn it up. Let's be honest, LeBron didn't look like himself in Game 1. With just 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, he was unusually quiet, even going scoreless in the first quarter for the first time in his playoff career. It was a performance that didn't reflect his legacy or impact. But here's what we do know: LeBron always responds. Even at 40, his leadership, feel for the game, and ability to elevate when it matters most remain unmatched. Luka might be the offensive engine right now, but LeBron is still the emotional core, and his assertiveness is essential if the Lakers hope to match Minnesota's physical, disciplined play. After this initial punch to the mouth, expect LeBron to come out with a different fire in Game 2. 2. Luka Doncic has found a target: Rudy Gobert. Despite the blowout loss, the Lakers exposed a critical flaw in Minnesota's defense: Rudy Gobert on the perimeter. When forced to switch onto Luka, the Wolves' big man struggled to stay in front, and Luka capitalized with fouls, buckets, and chaos. Gobert played just 24 minutes, finishing with 2 points and 3 fouls. Naz Reid was spectacular on offense, but Gobert's struggles defending in space were a clear weak link. And when Luka gets those switches in the pick and roll, he dictates the game. If head coach J.J. Redick continues to hunt those mismatches, the Lakers could start pulling apart Minnesota's defense from the inside out. 3. J.J. Redick will make the defensive adjustments. Redick's playoff coaching debut wasn't pretty, and he knows it. But if there's one thing he's proven all season, it's that he learns quickly. The team wasn't physically ready for Minnesota's pace and aggression, and their initial strategy, protecting the paint and daring the Wolves to shoot, backfired. Minnesota hit 21 of 42 threes, with Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels lighting it up. Now, adjustments are a must. Expect Redick to increase minutes for defenders like Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent, and Jared Vanderbilt to tighten perimeter coverage and limit the open looks that led to Minnesota's scoring outburst. A change to the starting lineup could also be on the table, potentially moving away from Jackson Hayes in favor of a more versatile, switch-heavy unit. No panic, but the alarm's been set. There's no need to hit the panic button just yet. But make no mistake, Game 2 is huge. Losing both home games in a series this tight could be a backbreaker. The good news? The Lakers have the tools to bounce back, a generational talent in Luka, a proven warrior in LeBron, and a coaching staff capable of adapting. If they bring the intensity and make the necessary tweaks, the series is still wide open. Game 2 tips off Tuesday, April 23rd, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m. Brasilia Time, on ESPN, and it might just be the night the Lakers flip the script. Inside the locker room, urgency and unity. Following the Game 1 loss, the mood in the Lakers locker room wasn't panic, it was urgency. Several players described the loss as a wake-up call, with LeBron reportedly speaking privately to the team postgame about matching Minnesota's physicality and focus from the opening tip. "We weren't the aggressors," said Jared Vanderbilt. "They punched us in the mouth, and we didn't respond the way we should have. That has to change." J.J. Redick echoed that sentiment in his postgame remarks, emphasizing the need for tighter rotations and smarter decisions, especially in transition, where the Wolves dominated with 19 fast breakpoints. Minnesota's depth makes them dangerous. One of the biggest revelations in Game 1 wasn't just the star power of Anthony Edwards, it was the Timberwolves' depth. With Karl-Anthony Towns in early foul trouble and Rudy Gobert limited, Minnesota leaned on Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and they delivered in a big way. Reid finished with 23 points on 8 of 11 shooting, McDaniels added 17 and played elite defense on the wing, and the Wolves bench outscored the Lakers reserves 44-28. That kind of production gives Minnesota a real advantage, especially when their starters aren't at full strength. For the Lakers, it's now or never. Game 2 isn't just a must-win for momentum, it's critical for survival. Falling behind 0-2, with the next 2 games in Minneapolis, would put the Lakers in a nearly impossible spot. Historically, teams down 0-2 with both losses at home only recover 6.7% of the time. That stat isn't lost on the veterans. "We know what's at stake," said LeBron after Monday's practice. "There's no panic. Just poise. But we have to raise our level, all of us." Look for the Lakers to potentially shake up their defensive assignments on Edwards, who carved them up with drives and kickouts. Vanderbilt and Vincent are expected to see increased minutes, possibly as early as the first quarter. The X factor, crowd energy and identity. While Crypto.com Arena was loud early in Game 1, the buzz faded once Minnesota took control. The Lakers will need their home crowd to stay engaged, and they'll need to give fans something to rally around. The key? Rediscovering their identity. All season long, the Lakers built success around tough defense, LeBron-led execution, and Luka's creative brilliance. They got away from that in Game 1. Game 2 is their chance to re-establish it, before the Timberwolves bury them in confidence. Game 2, the battle for control. Round Pushpin Crypto.com Arena. 7 o'clock Tuesday, April 23rd to 7th p.m. ET/11 p.m. Brasilia time. Television live on ESPN. This one isn't just about bouncing back, it's about sending a message. To the Timberwolves, to the fans, and to themselves, the Lakers aren't done yet.